Hi, this is Cheryl Gallant, your federal member of parliament for the force-wielding riding of Renfrew-Nipissing-Pembroke. I have heard from many of you concerned over vaccine passports, internet censorship, and new taxes. Canada's disastrous health minister has recently said she's looking at vaccine passports. While other countries are discussing strategies to safely reopen and resume international travel, the Liberal government's failure to deliver on vaccines has left Canada locked down. Justin Trudeau's focus should be on his devastating third wave. It should be on vaccinating Canadians and putting forward a plan to safely end the lockdowns. That's what Canadians want right now. Canada's Conservatives will be carefully monitoring and reviewing any proposal put forth by the federal government related to vaccine passports. We'll continue to advocate for the protection of Canadians' rights and their health. Even the suggestion of vaccine passports puts the cart before the horse. Canada does not have adequate supplies of vaccines, and that is the Trudeau Liberals' failure. The Liberals must develop and present a clear, data-driven plan to support safely and gradually, permanently lifting COVID-19 restrictions to ensure we can get back to normal. The Public Health Agency of Canada makes recommendations for vaccine use in Canada, but publicly funded immunization programs vary between the provinces and the territories. The delivery of healthcare, including vaccinations, rests solely within provincial jurisdiction. No vaccine is mandatory in Canada. The federal government makes recommendations for vaccine use in Canada. Yesterday, the National Advisory Committee issued confusing recommendations suggesting a preference for mRNA vaccines. The Trudeau government owes it to Canadians to provide clear information about each vaccine's safety and effectiveness. It'll be up to the provinces to decide if there will be any restrictions associated with getting a vaccine or not getting one. These restrictions should be made clear to Canadians now so that Canadians can make informed choices for themselves and for their families. Yesterday, the Minister for Censorship announced the government would be amending Bill C-10 again in order to fix their last amendment. Originally, Bill C-10 had a section which said social media posts by users would not be covered by the law. The Justice Department claimed the reason C-10 was not a charter violation was because it contained that section specifically excluding social media posts by users. When the Liberals and the NDP removed that section, it removed the protection for social media posts. For a whole week, the Liberals tried to claim up is down and black is white. Even the CBC could figure out that what the Liberals were claiming made no sense. Take a look at this exchange between the minister and a reporter.
I'm going to flip the question for a moment here, Minister, because it was important enough to put that exclusion there in the first place. Now it's gone. Why was it important in the first place to put it there?
We're not interested. I mean, it's not what the bill is about.
I mean, I hear you saying you're not interested, but there literally was an exclusion that was put in the original iteration of that bill, the thing that was reviewed, and then it got to committee, and bingo, bango, bongo, the exclusion is gone. So why was it important to put it there in the first place, such that now the committee has removed it?
Well, I mean, the committee decides what they want. The bill, first of all, the committee hasn't even finished doing its work in terms of the amendments. So we don't have a full picture of what the bill will look like when it comes back to the House of Commons for third reading.
Would you like to see the exclusion back in there?
It's not necessary. I mean, so
If it's not
yes, it was
necessary,
there.
why was it there in the first place?
Well, we've worked on this for many months. We came up with what we thought would be the best possible bill, but bill can always be perfected. They will be amended, and it's not the purpose of the bill.
Since that televised interview disaster, the Liberals have announced they will re-amend Bill C-10 to make it absolutely clear that social media posts will not be directly regulated. Make no mistake, the government plans to indirectly regulate your social media posts. Bill C-10 was an attack on the freedom of expression, even with the exclusion of social media. Nothing has changed. Bill C-10 is a fraud. It is based on a lie. The Liberals are trying to trick Canadians into thinking Netflix and Disney Plus are in the same business as CTV or CBC. So let's be clear. Broadcasters and internet streamers sell different products. Internet streamers sell a product, like a movie, television show, or song, directly to you, the consumer. In that way, they're the same as a movie theater, bookstore, video, or music store. Broadcasters give away movies, television, and music for free in order to sell you, the viewer, to advertisers. In the broadcast business model, you are the product and big business is the customer. The federal government has no right to tell you what cultural products you can and cannot purchase. It would be like the government of Canada requiring you to buy a Canadian book in order to read the book of the book called Game of Thrones. It'd be like them forcing you to watch a Marvel movie filmed in Vancouver before you're given permission to watch Casablanca. This is not how freedom of expression works. Canada is a land of freedom. Our liberty has attracted freedom-loving people the world over to move here. Right now, at this very moment, any Canadian can go online and subscribe to almost any streaming service in the world. Bill C-10 requires every website in the world which streams audio or visual content to register with the CRTC. This will force every service, big and small, to decide if the cost to comply with the regulations is worth the price to stream in Canada. Even if one streaming service is cut off, then every Canadian's rights are being violated. The decision by Trudeau to regulate social media posts created a media firestorm. Most of the news media had ignored Bill C-10 until the Liberals removed the part of the bill protecting your social media posts. The result of this controversy has been to deflect attention from the new bill they introduced last Friday afternoon. Bill C-30 is the budget implementation bill. It's a massive omnibus bill. We talked last week about how this bloated budget contains changes to the Elections Act. This week, I want to focus on the Liberal government decision to charge GST on all foreign digital products and services. This means the Liberals will start charging GST on Netflix, Amazon, Disney Plus. But it's not just streaming services. This includes everything sold online: video games, music, mobile apps, software, and digital subscriptions will all be subject to GST. Even if you make the purchase in a foreign currency, the seller must charge GST. Just as with C-10, foreign companies will have to weigh the costs and benefits of collecting and remitting GST to the Government of Canada. Some will go along, but the price you pay for that product will go up. Some will not go along, and they'll block Canadians from purchasing their products and services. Finally, others will ignore the law, not charge GST to sell to Canadians. This will give those companies an unfair advantage over companies which follow the law. The Canada Revenue Agency doesn't have the manpower to answer the phones correctly when Canadians call. What hope will they have in enforcing Canada's tax laws on companies with no presence in Canada? That won't stop the CRA from trying. They'll spend millions of your tax dollars chasing foreign companies to collect a few $1,000s in GST. Your tax dollars will be wasted. You'll pay more for some digital products and services. You'll be cut off from other digital products and services. The Trudeau Liberals are trying to sneak in as many taxes as they can before you notice. Trudeau is addicted to spending your money. They won't stop spending, which means they won't stop taxing. Say no to this new tax grab. Write your MP and tell them that you oppose this digital GST. That's all the time we have right now. Question period's coming up. Live from Ottawa, this is Cheryl Gallant, and may the 4th be with you.